Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you, Akim and Akwat, out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. All right, so hey, before I get into this, in case you didn't see my, the posts, where you can, put pictures and text and all that. All right, for the last 3 lessons, the last 3 days worth of lessons, all right, E, for some reason, all right, changed, not for some reason, we know the reason, but for whatever reason, the videos were changed from public, because my videos are always set when they upload to auto be public. And somehow, all right, of course, somehow, right, with E, all right, they got all changed to private. So I went to click on my lessons today because I knew they uploaded, because I watched them upload. So I didn't bother going and check my channel because I knew they uploaded. I saw them. It said upload complete. So I said, okay, cool. I went today to check, the videos that I had on my channel, and lo and behold, they were missing it. So the last video I made was 3 days ago, and I said, well, that ain't right. And I did the dive. Went into my email and see if they got took down or something. And I said, well, I don't even say anything that crazy. I don't even know why they would take it down. I didn't say anything in any of my email addresses. All right, the one's linked to my account. So I went back. I said, I got to check the Creator Studio, and there, lo and behold, they said they were there, and I couldn't figure it out for a minute. And then I saw on the side that they had the private. They had the little lock. And I said, oh, damn, all right. So I had to switch those, and I posted a community update. So, hey, just wanted to touch on that before we jumped in this lesson here. All right, so, hey, if you were wondering what was going on, that's the situation. All right, you always got to mess with some shit. All right, and coincidentally, all right, we're getting ready to get in this lesson about E here. All right, so today's lesson's title is We Already Know You Ain't Gotta Tell Us. All right, and again, yeah, we got a couple more of these videos. I think we got... Let's see, what do we got? We got about, let's see. Technically, we can get rid of this one. All right, so we got these two right here. This one and the next one up here might be together. I'm not sure. And then we may or may not get this one down here on the left. I don't know. We might get that, but hey, today we're grabbing this one. All right. So Slovakia. Today we're grabbing this one. All right. So hey, let's go ahead and get its beginning. All right. We'll slide over there. All right. So let's go ahead and turn it up. All right. And it's a quick clip. Maybe I'll let it play a couple times.
Oh my God, why are you kicking me off the plane? Because I'm white.
Yeah. Woo. Woo.
There you go. E mad, man. E is mad. All right, let's play it again.
Oh my God, why are you kicking me off the plane? Because I'm white.
Yeah.
There you go. And hey, hence with the title, we already know you ain't got to tell us, all right? Because she said she hates black people, all right? So-called black people. I hate black people. And then she said, fuck you people, all right? So, hey, we already know. You ain't got to tell us. All right, we already know. And we know you hate more than just so-called black people. We know you hate the so-called black people, so-called Negroes and Latinos, all right? Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, we know you hate the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. We already know. You ain't got to tell us, man. We can tell by your actions, all right? Your actions speak louder than words, all right, as they say, that saying, all right? So, hey, we already know. We already know you hate us. We can tell you hate us by, how you forced the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, the Gadites, to live on reservations that are, You know, terrible, all right? Terrible water, all right? Just awful. Just terrible places, all right? Terrible places, okay? We can tell by the way that you constantly, you know, demonize the Issacharites, all right? With saying, oh, they're lazy or whatever you want to say about them. All right, they demonize them, they try to deport them and all this other stuff. All right, even though like a 90, you know, like I won't put numbers on it, but a large percent of the infrastructure of the United States is on the back of the Issacharites. All right, major farming industries. All right, you wouldn't be able to, you know, what are you gonna do? All your mechanics, like all the decent mechanics. All right, you got some Judites in there as well. All right. I'm sure some Native Americans will, but you see a lot of Issacharites in automotive for one, you know, for sure. So, you know, and then you have the Judites, you know, doing everything, man, everything. All your restaurants would be trash, all right, without the Judites, all right, and the Issacharites, and the Gadites, all three, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. If you didn't have us, hey, man, your restaurants would be trash. You brothers know, you go to an all-white restaurant, man, this thing, goddamn, they ain't be that good. All right, every once in a while they got it, and you know if they're good, they done stole that recipe from a slave. All right, they usually got someone brown back in there if it's tasting good, you know. So hey, but you know, so they hate us, but then again, you know, their whole infrastructure relies on us. Okay, so you know they hate us though. They hate us. Okay, we already know. All right, we already know. You ain't got to tell us. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and grab, which Bible do I want to use? You know, we'll just go for the Logos Bible today. All right, so where are we in right now? The King James Version, perfect. All right, Genesis 27 and 41. I've never tried abbreviating this. I'm going to see if it works. It sure do. All right, so hey, there we go. It reads, and Esau hated, so before we grab this, let's play the video one more time to hear what she had to say. Let's play it one more time just to enunciate.
Oh my God, why are you kicking me off the plane? Because I'm white.
Yeah. Woo! Woo!
So there you go. You see, as you see when she come behind her, she started running. She started getting even faster. Look at how much this is a so-called black woman right here. You can tell because she's got a fucking weave on, all right, or a wig. I mean, you know. So you see her standing there to the left, all right, with her fake ass hair, as they do. All right, you got the white woman, so-called white woman here. All right, you see. Look, before she says anything, look at how far she has to run away. Now she turns around real fast, flips her off, then says it, and then look, says I hate you, and then look. She's over here now, right over here, and she proceeds to leave as fast as she can. There you go. So hey, you know, let's get the scripture. Genesis 27 and 41. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, so this all goes back to then. All right, that's why they hate us. They hate us. They don't like us. They want to slay us. All right, because they feel, you know, they hated the blessing that we got. All right, they hated the blessing we got. We can get saved and they can't. All right, and Esau's fucking pissed about that. All right, they're so mad about that. All right, you got so-called Christians that will debate this. All right, like you got this is an excerpt from, you know, a page I read earlier looking about Jacob versus Esau. And this person's a so-called Christian on this page, basically, you know, having a problem with what the Lord did. All right, I'll read it. It says, in every way, the Bible tells us to face that Jacob is definitely not a perfect person. He's in every way flawed as a human being can be. So why did God choose Jacob? No reason at all. Jacob didn't deserve to be chosen. He didn't even do anything to earn God's choice. Before he was even born, God chose him already, as we see from Genesis 25 and 23. God's choice is God's choice. We can never understand why, because his thoughts are not our thoughts, and neither are his ways our ways. God's love and promise for Jacob started with a choice, and Jacob did nothing to deserve it. I don't know about you, but for me, that is great news. To know that even before I was born, God chose me for something is mind-blowing, all right? And he's not Jacob, though. He's Esau, all right? You can tell by the way he's wording this. No reason at all. He had no reason. Jacob didn't deserve to be chosen. We can tell, man. Look, he's flawed as can be. He's terrible. Why did God choose him? We can tell. All right, there's another article back in the day where Christians were arguing and saying like it wasn't fair what God did. And I'm like, okay, so you know better than the Lord. All right, these people are pissed. Esau is mad. All right, they hate us because of the blessing that we've received. All right, they hate us. All right, well, their birthright, they gave that up to us for over some fucking soup, man. All right, so that's on them. All right, that's on them. And the second one, guess what? The Most High wouldn't have allowed us to do what Jacob did. All right, Jacob would not have been able to put on the was it goat skin? All right, to appear hairy. All right, and put on his garment. He wouldn't have been able to do that because guess what? Everything comes of the Lord. The Lord wouldn't have let that happen unless He wanted that to happen. Okay, He wouldn't have let that happen unless He wanted that to happen. Okay, so you're saying, oh, that wasn't fair. That was this, that, and the other. Hey, well, guess what? The Most High wouldn't have let it happen if He didn't want it to happen. All right, everything comes of the Lord. All right, everything. Okay, so you can quit your whining and your bitching now. All right, because we were chosen and you weren't. All right, it's as simple as that. All right, and sorry, not sorry. Okay, that's just how it goes. That's how it goes. The Lord loved us and He hated you. Okay. Said, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father at hand, then will I slay my brother Jacob. All right, let's see if we can get it in the good news. Let's see what it says. And Esau hated Jacob because his father had given Jacob. And Esau hated Jacob because his father had given Jacob the blessing. He thought, the time to mourn my father's death is near. Then will I kill Jacob. See what it's got in the NLT. It says, for that time on Esau hated Jacob because their father had given Jacob the blessing, and Esau began to scheme, I will soon be mourning my father's death, then will I kill my brother Jacob. There you go. There you go. Okay. And if you get down in 43, or 42, Salakia, and these words of Esau, her elder son, were told to Rebekah, and she sent and called Jacob her younger son, and said unto him, behold, thy brother Esau, as touching thee, doth comfort himself, proposing to kill thee. And Rebekah liked Jacob better too. All right, Rebekah liked Jacob better. All right, and I believe it was their father liked Esau better. All right. We can probably actually get that if we want. We don't have to get it. Hey, you can read up if you want. That's a whole story that you'd have to go and do a breakdown on. It's something you really touch on. But hey, you can go ahead and read. If you read at the start, the blessing. When it started out, it was Isaac. Isaac was going to give it to Esau, all right. But that's why Jacob had to, Jacob had to put on. Let's see. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father and felt him, and he said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau, because the blessing was originally going to go to Esau, all right. But the Most High wanted it to go to Jacob, and that's why what happened. All right, so hey, if you don't like it, hey, then you don't like what the Lord did, okay? And hey, there you go. That's a problem on you at that point. Let's go to Psalms 10 and 4. All right, it reads, the wicked, all right, speaking of Esau Edom, the wicked, and Esau Edom being the so-called white man, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. And it continues on to say, his ways are always grievous. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all of his enemies, he puffeth at them. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. Okay, there you go. Now, let's look at the definition of adversity. All right, so the first thing we can do, we can go to Edom Online, or Etymology Online. We can go to adversity. All right. I shall never, he said what? I shall never be moved. All right. And he also said, where was it? We skipped it completely. Yeah, no, it's right here. Salakia. For I shall never be in adversity. He hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. What is adversity? Adversity is hardship, the condition of misfortune, hardship, difficulty, distress. So he said, I shall never be in misfortune. I shall never be in hardship. I shall never have difficulty or distress. All right, so when these things happened to Esau, when they're kicked off of planes, they're said, oh, you can't be in here, ma'am, you got to get out of here. All right, or they're told, you can't, you got to, you that's wrong, you can't do this, or you're wrong, you're on the wrong. They flip out and their horns start showing because they said that no, we're never going to be in hardship. We're always going to be prosperous. All right, but when the Lord, switches it up on them, all right, now these people are, because back in the day when Esau had their blessing was really in full effect. All right, they had their own communities. All right, they kept all of us out of their communities. All right, there was no so-called black or brown within their communities at all. All right, but hey, when we started being able to move in their communities. All right, because of the greed of them, they started saying, hey, if they're gonna buy it, all right, buy it. Let the situation that happened in Compton. All right, Compton used to be a white community. All right, that situation. So hey, and that happened. That started pissing them off, and hey, slowly and surely their blessings started getting removed. Now that's why you see Esau, all right, that really ain't doing so well. All right, because the Most High is turning the tides on them. All right, they had years of their rulership and their leadership in their kingdom. All right, where they had it was solid. They had us on the bottom, and they were on the top. All right, but now we're still on the bottom. All right, but we're not as on the bottom as they would prefer us to be. All right, we're in positions of light leaderships. All right, such as we can make it into school boards. You're not going to see us as like presidents and stuff. And before you say Obama's a Hamite. All right. You're not going to see us in major positions, all right, of government or anything, but you will see us in lower positions, which to them is too much, all right, to be on a school board or to even be a manager of a company, all right, to be a owner of a company for so-called black, all right, Judite owned businesses, all right, Israelite owned businesses, all right, that's too much for them, all right, that's too much for them. We've been able to do these things now, when as before, there's no way in hell we would have ever been able to, we weren't even allowed to perform in clubs back in the day, all right, and back in the 30s and 40s, all right, when the Delta Blues started coming out, all right, then, slowly and surely, all right, they started having some, so-called Negro artists within the clubs, all right, but they had stipulations of what they could do, what they couldn't do. All right, and even after that, all right, even though they're in clubs, if you look at the albums, the old doo-wop albums, the 40s and the 50s, all right, if you look, you got the Penguins, the Temptations, the Ink Spots, you got there's plenty of other bands. They're not coming to mind at the point, but you've looked at them. All right, they do. If you look at their album covers, they make it a goal to make them appear as light as possible. All right, if you look at actual pictures of those men on stage, they're very dark-skinned men. All right, but if you look at their album covers, they would appear very light-skinned. All right, because that's something that Esau would do. They would take the pictures to make them look as light as possible. All right, and if you look at the names in general, the names are racist, man. All right, if you think about the Penguins, think about it. All right, the Ink Spots. All right, not the Temptations so much, but hey, the Ink Spots and the Penguins. All right. Those are racist names if you think about it, man. All right, so hey, Esau thought he was going to be in a position of rulership forever, and he'd never, be in misfortune now. But now look at him, all right. His stock market's failing, all right, all because of the Lord. All right, the Lord's tearing this kingdom up as we get closer and closer to the end. And eventually, it's going to be completely dissolved. Okay, but that's why their stock market's failing. All right, they're losing millions of dollars on stock and on cryptocurrency. Their wives are leaving them. All right, they're blowing their brains out. All right, their businesses are failing. All right, they're not prospering as much. They're not winning as much in the courts as they used to be. All right, there's situations like this whole Derek Chauvin thing where he gets to go in the prison, and they're like, what the fuck, So what if we killed a black person? We should be, this is our kingdom. What the hell? So they're pissed now. They're pissed. All right, because he said in his heart, I shall not be moved. I shall never be in adversity. All right, so they're pissed now. They're saying, so what if I kneeled on that dude's neck and I killed him? This is my kingdom. I should have been able to get away with it. And now they're pissed. Esau's pissed. They're getting kicked off of flights. All right, they're told, "Ma'am, you got to get the hell out of here. Sir, you got to get the hell out of here. Get off. This is unacceptable behavior." All right, like I said, this is fucking devastating to them. All right, they hate it. Okay, they hate it, and it's terrible to them. Okay. So let's continue on. That's why you see these people when they're like that. They're like, why? What? For what reason? What reason do I have to leave? Why? Is it because I'm white? And then they pull that card. All right, why? Because we pulled that card for years. Why? Because I'm black. Because you know how uncomfortable it makes Esau. Now they're trying to use it, and the shit don't work. The shit don't work. All right, why? Because I'm white. Yes, because you're white, bitch. Get off the plane. Okay. They think that this is Esau. When you call them out, their horns show. All right, and they're mad because. And their blessing isn't as strong as it used to be, all right? Because they had a blessing as well. Isaac gave him a blessing as well. The blessing would be the sword, and that their dwelling would be the fatness of the earth, all right? That's not even going so well for them anymore, all right? That's not even going so well for them. A lot of these Edomites are living in, fucking trailers, all right? They don't have the mansions anymore, all right? Because the Most High is dismantling their blessing and dismantling their kingdom. Closer and closer we get to the end. Let's grab John 8:44. The devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh of a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Okay? Hey, you are your father's devil. All right? The lust of your father. All right? Your fathers, hated so-called black people, and we'll just say, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, all right? Even though you said black people. All right? Your fathers hated, Israelites. All right, their fathers hated Israelites. Their fathers hated Israelites. All right, so of course, you as well are going to hate Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, we already know. You ain't got to tell us. Okay? Like it says, you are the father of the devil, and the lust of your fathers you will do. All right, you hated black people. All right, or they hated so-called black people. You're going to hate so-called black people. All right, they lorded over and did wickedness to so-called we'll just say so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, to Israel, we'll say Israelites. All right, you hated Israelites. All right, your father hated Israelites. You hated Israelites. They ruled over Israelites. You ruled over Israelites. All right, you unlawfully punished Israelites. Or they unlawfully punished Israelites. All right, they made their wealth off of Israelites. You made your wealth off of Israelites, all right? It's the same way. They killed Israelites, you killed Israelites, all right? Well, I've never killed anybody a day in my life, all right? Well, you are your father, the devil. You are your ancestors, all right? That person in your family line, 3 or 4 generations ago, that was a horrible tyrant of a slave leader that, was sodomizing the men and feeding babies to alligators. That man, you're that man reincarnated. All right, you're that same person. All right. Well, I'm a woman. Well, guess what? That terrible bitch of an Edomite woman. All right, that was saying, "Oh, he touched me. He touched me." Going to her husband, "He touched me. Look, he touched me." And that slave got put to death. You're that same woman coming back. All right. So yes, you're going to be punished for your iniquities and your wickedness and the evil deeds that you have done. All right, just as that man you're with is going to be punished for those deeds. All right. All right. Those women, the whole Nat Turner incident. Hey, that stuff. Hey. You women are coming back. Hey, and guess what? There you go. And I think that woman actually is it. Let me see. That woman's still alive. I think I heard. Not Nat Turner. What's his name? Yeah, it was Nat Turner. What am I talking about? Oh, okay, yeah, there we go. Nat Turner, yes, there you go. The rebellion. There was another guy too. What's his name? It wasn't him, was it? No, he led the rebellion. Names slip on my mind. Emmett Till, Slakia, Emmett Till. All right, so there you go. This woman, it's like, yeah, let me fix my phone. I got confused with Nat Turner. All right, Emmett Till. Okay, so him. All right, who was the woman? Let's see. Carolyn Bryant. Yeah, see, she's still alive, 88 years old. Doesn't say dead. It says she's still alive, and of course they're not going to have any information. They're going to try to hide her because they know Jake would go up there and fucking gun her down. Not that Jake should be doing that, but they got really, she probably doesn't even go by Carolyn Bryant anymore. She probably goes by a hidden different name. This is apparently her. She declines to indict woman on Emmett Till killing. There she is. So, you know, hey, she probably stays hidden. I'm surprised, you know. She has to stay hidden because Jake would have killed her by now. All right? Not that they should be doing that, but would her death be justified? Yes, it would be. It said, ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. Now, hey, you know, we were talking about, you know, reincarnation every 2/3 generation. Now, you're not going to be this woman, all right, because she's still alive, and hey, you know, hey, Lord willing, she makes it to the end. Says, I think that's why she's so old right now, all right, is because I think the Lord's saving her, all right, because she got to be punished, all right, she got to be punished, okay. So hey, you know, but people like that, all right. Her ancestors, all right, 2 or 3 generations ago, she was a terrible person, and she's a terrible person coming back, all right. And if she was to have kids, all right, theoretically, if there was time to go on 3 or 4 more generations, and she died, she would be back. All right, she would be back, all right? And guess what? She would do the same heinous shit that she's been doing. All right, let's grab Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. What's that? Ecclesiasticus, Ecclesiastes? Yeah, Ecclesiasticus. Sirach, all right? Also known as Sirach. 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy, for as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, and now we're getting on the topic of, this is another reason why you shouldn't fucking hang around these people, man. There's another reason why you should not hang around these people. All right, yes, we're calling you these people. All right, don't hang around these white people, man. A, because the lust of their fathers they will do. All right, never trust, what does it say? Let's go back. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wicked. All right, don't trust your enemy. All right. And that's what these people do. You hang out with, I don't trust him. I just smoke the blunt with the enemy. Hey, until you're high one day and he hits you over the head with a goddamn fucking club. All right? You know, stay the fuck away from him, man. Hey, don't be hanging out with your enemy. All right? This is Sirach 9 and 13, further proving that point. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill, so shall thou not doubt the fear of death. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the city. Stay the hell away from him. Stay away from him. Okay? It says, keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill. Don't go up and hang with him. Don't go and hang out with him. Become best friends with him. All right? Hang out with him every day. Well, only hang out with him on Saturday. Don't hang out with him on Saturday. Just stay the hell away from him, man. And plus, the other thing, when you're in this truth, you're not supposed to have, you know, these worldly-ass friends anyway, man. Especially a white person. How are you going to be in the truth and have white friends? That don't make any sense, man. They don't make any sense unless that so-called white person goes back to Jake, actually. All right, they look white, all right, but they're actually an Israelite, all right, and you'd have to try their spirit of that, all right. But if they're an Edomite, for sure, why the hell are you even hanging? Why would you want to be in the truth hanging around an Edomite? All right, unless it's something, you know, you have to do to, like, keep the peace, all right. If you have, you know, one of your family members is married to an Edomite, or, you know, you have you know, you're near someone and they expect visits or something. It's that distant family or something like that. Hey, just try to distance yourself as much as possible. All right, there's a for example, with me, there's my so-called aunt. She's not my aunt. It's just we've always called her my aunt because she was dating my uncle at the time. Which really isn't my uncle. That's a different story, all right? Because they got my dad has the same mom, different dad, so it's really not even my seed line over there, all right? But one of my so-called uncles, all right, he was married a wife, all right? She's an Edomite, all right? And you know I had to stay with her a little bit when I first moved to Vegas, all right? Now she expects to visit every once in a while. She doesn't really expect it, but hey, I don't go over there that often, you know. I went over there more frequently because I had a cat. All right, but that cat recently passed away, so now there's really no reason for me to go over there. All right, every once in a blue moon, as they say. All right, I might go over there just to keep the peace. All right, because she's the type that message you and try to, get you to come over. All right, after a while, say, hey, you're invited over here. She tried to invite me to, that wicked Thanksgiving. All right, and no thank you. Of course, I ain't gonna go and do that shit. You just make something up. Say, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it, or I don't know if we have something to plan. Hey, you can't. You gotta use the guile. All right, you gotta use guile. Okay, you can't. You don't want to outright lie, but you also don't want to outright give the truth and say, hey, look, bitch, I don't want to go over there. I already told you I don't celebrate this Thanksgiving shit, and I don't want to be anywhere around you, honestly, because I don't really like you. And your family's dirty, and it's dirty, and every time I go over there, I have to take, like, a long-ass shower because I feel dirty. You don't want to have to, you don't want to have to, write that out in a text, all right, or tell somebody that to their face. So you got to use the guile and say, hey, I don't know if we might have plans that day or something. Or if you've already told these people, 30 times that you don't celebrate any of these holidays and they still invite you, you got to use the guile, all right? Not necessarily lie, all right? We got to use the guile. Say, oh, I don't know, I might have something planned that day. Hey, but hey, don't take my advice if that doesn't sit well in your spirit. Hey, I'm not giving you any advice out of that way. Hey, take that up with the Lord. All right, but personally, me, I use the guile. Say, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it that day. We might have something planned. I don't know. We might already be. I think we already have a meal planned that day. Not saying we have Thanksgiving, but say, oh, we might already have a meal planned. All right, because we do cook in the house. So hey, Anyway, just what I'm saying is just try to do your best to just stay the hell away from these people, man. I don't like going over there. Right? It's like you really are a sheep walking into a midst of wolves. All right, I mean, you never know. All right, you never know. All right, you never know. So, hey, let's get Joel 3:19. So stay away. Let's read it actually one more time. Sirach 9 and 13. Keep thee far from the man that hath power to kill, so shalt thou no doubt the fear of death. So shalt thou not doubt the fear of death, Salakia. And if thou come unto him, make no fault, lest he take away thy life presently. Remember that thou goest in the midst of snares, and that thou walkest upon the battlements of the sea. So there you go. Now let's get to Joel 3:19. Actually, you know what? This is the we got to go over here. Okay, so hey, I think we put this, let me see, let me go to 2nd night, 1 minute. Yeah, here we are, yeah. So yeah, that should be down. Let me go over here. I incorrectly put that in the wrong order. So hey, right here it says, and thou, this is 2 Maccabees 7 and 31, and thou that has been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews shall not escape the hands of the Most High. All right, so you Edomites, hey, as we were talking about, you Edomites that you've killed us and you've done all these things and you've done all these wicked things, all right, and you were getting away with it, hey, you're not going to get away with it on the hands from the Lord. You might get away with it, in Babylon, all right, in your kingdom, but hey, you're not going to escape the hands of the Most High, all right? He's going to make sure you get punished for those things, all right? He's going to make sure you get punished for those things. Just because you didn't get punished here doesn't mean you're not going to get punished by the Most High, and it definitely don't mean that you're not going to get punished in the kingdom, because boy, will you be being a beaten post, all right, in the kingdom. Grab Proverbs 11 and 27. All right, it says, here we go. He that diligently seeketh good procureth favor, but he that seeketh mischief, it shall come unto him. Let's see. 1 minute. Yeah, all right, so yeah. He diligently seeketh good, procureth favor, but he that seeketh mischief, it shall come unto him. And they're always trying to seek mischief or wickedness. Hey, and guess what? They're going to get those things back unto them, man. Let's grab Joel 3:19 now. Reads, all right, and actually, you know what? Let's grab Obadiah 1 and 10 first. And Salakia, it's kind of out of order. Yeah, here we go. This makes more sense in order, right? So that Obadiah, John 3 and 19 should have been after Obadiah 1 and 10. All right, it reads, "For thy violence against thy brother Jacob," all right, this is speaking to you, Esau. All right, "For thy violence against thy brother," won't read up. Let's just start at 8. "Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? And the mighty men of Teman shall be dismayed, to the end of every one at the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever." All right, so there you go. All right, because of all this wickedness that you've done to us, saying, "Oh, he touched me and we didn't touch you," or, "Oh, he did that and we didn't do that." All right, and you've put us into captivity and beat us, and there's a there's a correct way to keep captives, to keep slaves. All right, and you people didn't do it that way. All right, and you're wicked. All right, and because of that, because of violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. All right, so you're going to be killed on this side. All right, the ones that make it, they're going to bury the bodies. All right, and then guess what? In the kingdom, all y'all going into captivity. All right, you're going to slavery under us. But guess what? It's going to be a righteous captivity. All right, we're actually going to keep it how it should be. All right, but we are going to be beating the shit out of you because you got a debt to pay. All right, and guess what? After you're going to serve in captivity for 1,000 years, Esau. And after that, you're going to be gathered into a pit and burned. All right, and then you're going to go away. That's it. All of you done. All right. There will not be one remaining of the house of Esau. All right, as that scripture says. So there you go. There you go. Maybe we'll grab that actually. What is that? Actually, you know what? We can actually, it's down in here. We'll start from 15 here. We'll skip down a little bit. "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head." But of course, we're not going to be doing the gay shit. All right, "As you have done, it shall be done unto you." But we're not going to be doing that. That sodomy that that y'all were doing. We're not going to do that. All right, we're not into that. "For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yea, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been. But upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness," speaking of the Israelites. "And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions," Jacob being us, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Jacob's name was later translated to Israel. All right, it was later changed to Israel. "And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble. And they shall kindle in them and devour them. And there shall not be any remaining out of the house of Esau." There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what's coming to y'all. So let's go to Romans 9 and 13 and close out with that. All right. So you said you hated us. All right. You said you hate black people. All right. You hate us. All right. We already know. You ain't got to tell us. But guess what? You hate us. You hate so-called black people. You hate so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You hate us. Well, guess what? The Most High hates you. This is Romans 9 and 13. "As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated." So you can go ahead and hate us all you want, because guess what? The Most High hates you, and he's going to punish you for all the wickedness that you've done, Esau. All right, so you can go ahead and scream in all these planes and say, "Why? Because I'm white." You can go ahead and do that all you want. And guess what? That's just a slight little punishment. More punishment's coming your way, and it's going to be beautiful. All right? So So, hey, with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakbadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. The time of this truth would rule well. Shalom to you, brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. Hey, we're almost out of here until the next one, Lord willing. Shalom.